So thank you for the introduction. I've created a short story basically telling a little bit about Philips design, and also about some of the things that we're working on, the changes that we're going through, hence the move to integrated solutions. And I would like to round off with a short movie about from a customer of us telling us how we do our thing at the hospital. And of course the slides will look nice, at least I hope you agree, but it is a work in progress for quite a bit, especially towards the end where I start to talk about the methodologies. Keep in mind it's continuously changing. Let's see if this works. So just about Philips, Geert already said that, so we're a health tech company, but you might know us of course also differently from other products. So we have stepped out of quite a few businesses, TV and audio. It's a licensing deal at this moment. And as you might have heard or read, we have also split the company earlier in this year. So we have a Philips lighting company, which is focusing on the lighting solutions business. It's also called Philips Lighting Solutions. And we have Royal Philips, which is basically focusing on health tech with personal health and the more clinical fields, which you see here, diagnosis and treatment, connected care, and health informatics. And I think if you were here during the award ceremony, then Kyle already gave a good impression of what we do also in relation to the home area when we talk about healthcare. Let me see, also important for us, of course, it's a big company, so also every now big numbers, but yeah, and there's some that we are happy with in the design community, because we spent quite a bit of money on R&D, as you might know, and we are in the R&D part. And we have a vision, and we're also very happy with that vision. So we strive to make the world healthier and more sustainable through innovation. And we're aiming to touch the lives of 3 billion people a year by 2025. And we're well on our way. Again, sorry for the numbers, but it gives you a little bit of a hint of what type of business that we're in and which direction we're going. Because Philips is not so much anymore a company that is about devices. It is, as you see in the middle, also a lot about services, data, of course, connected devices. We're quickly moving in that direction. And yes, we do see a lot of patients, and we do touch the lives of a lot of people. And often in a hospital environment, but also often at home. We do, of course, have our hair care businesses, oral health care, and those mother and child care, not to forget those type of businesses. Talking about Philips Design, so Philips Design has been an integral part of the company for a very long time. Philips exists for over 125 years. Let's say the design department, of course, not called design department in the beginning when we talk about the 20s, but more artistic propaganda. That's something that you could use before the war. It changed over time. So it started more with these type of advertisement type of things, and then later on it became more towards also giving form and shape to hardware. And we have grown and grown, and now to be short, we're kind of a function in Philips. So like you have the finance function or the HR function, which is everywhere, but still managed at one single place. So that's also the way we have set up design at this moment in our company. And if you look at the stuff that we do, well, one of the things that we do is we win quite a few awards, which is good, but to be honest, we're extremely happy with the type of awards that we won here today. Because lots of this is products, and I told you already in the beginning, we're very fast moving to becoming more a digital company. So extremely happy with the Service Design Award that we got here today. If you look at our footprint, we're basically everywhere where our businesses are or R&D centers are. As they move along, we also move along. So we used to have an office in Hong Kong when we were still doing audio. We're not there anymore, but we're growing extremely fast in Bangalore. I was there last week. We started a few years ago with 2 people, and now we're with 30, and next year we will be with 40 people. Mainly interaction and service design, because that's also our hotspot for everything that has to do with software creation. Talking about competences, we have a very young audience, I hear. So it's as I said, it's not just, of course, product design is still important. I will come back to that in the next slides. But we have a lot of different disciplines, and we're also creating them. So as we move ahead, we're of course of need of new type of competences, and it's actually a responsibility of my program is to create these new competencies. And I particularly like data visualization because that's not for long there, but also strategic design. So we find ourselves more and more involved in strategic direction setting, not for ourselves, but for the company, and often also with our customers. But of course, appearance, that's where the big story started, and it's still extremely important. So deriving value from doing a very good execution on what the product looks like is a very important thing, and the product on the right is exactly doing that. So we're asking an enormous amount of money for that thing. I don't have it, but a lot of people do, so that's I'm very happy with that. But also, if you look at how our world changed with regards to paying special attention to the context in which our products and services are used, this is an example of the Lumify, which is an ultrasound device with software, and it runs actually on an Android tablet. So all the intelligence here is in the probe. And interestingly here is that you can use this device by paying monthly fee. So it's also a completely different business model that we're moving into. Another thing that changed over the years is that we got more and more involved in shaping the brand. So not only just by doing the logo and the colors and everything, but also, that's I think where we are in a unique position, by making sure that all the touch points are in line, because we also do the products and we do the point of sale to some extent, and we do lots of other aspects where people actually touch our brand. And then lastly, very important for my group as design innovation manager, is that we find ourselves in a spot where we're actually driving innovation by using our methodologies, our ways of working, people first, of course, but of course also co-creating with other disciplines throughout the company and our customers. We come up with new concepts, for example, in the area of neonatology. And I'll come back to this in a few minutes. But there's more changing, because also the way we do business is changing. So where we were extremely comfortable selling hardware and later also combining that with software. So Philips has been in the software business already for a long time, by the way, especially in healthcare and services. So in the beginning, of course, mainly maintenance type of services. We have been moving into value-added services where we would do consulting, integration and procurement services. We would service also equipment of other companies. That's no problem. We are now moving into an area which we call integrated solutions, where we try to create overall solutions, which of course need to be scalable because we're Philips. And this is the new bit, is that we're moving into a risk-based type of solution. And if you then take a look at what that looks like, then especially because we're in healthcare, so we're in the clinical field, you can see that if we move to a situation where we have a shared accountability model with our customers, you can see that the relationship with that customer is completely changing. So we also tend to call these new customers LSPs, so it's long-term strategic partnerships. And long-term is, with some of the deals that we have closed over the past years, is 10 years. And in that is not just the equipment and the services and everything, there's also an agreement on research and innovation with those customers, but also an agreement on common goals. So predictability, shared risk, continuous improvement. You've seen maybe when you were here what Kyle was presenting, those numbers of lowering the cost, for example, of a specific part of the healthcare system. We can make agreements on that. And if we get them, we're good. If we don't get them, we're less good, because it will affect our turnover. And of course, all these type of changes mean also something to us as a design community. And it is a lighting example, but just I won't drag too long, but just to show you where things really became different for us. Is in the top you see the industrial product, the lamp. Later on, we created something which is called the living color, where actually you could create the atmosphere with a remote control that came with it, a patented coloring. That's why you only see it with Philips. What happened there is that we were able to sell a completely different experience, but it was an experience that you could put in a box, and you would at home would unbox it, and that's the experience you got, and that's also the experience you would keep till the product end of life. Things changed when we introduced the Hue, not immediately, because basically the app that came with the Philips Hue lamp was also type of a remote control, until we opened up the API. And then things really changed, because suddenly we couldn't control the whole experience anymore. Other people were making nice combinations with music, the weather, what have you, and basically started to create a complete new experience that we couldn't foresee at first hand. And that's what's happening continuously at this moment. So that means that you have to change the way that you work. And we have seen many, I was in here today a little bit before noon. I've seen many examples of stuff that we create, and we of course do that also all the time. We use indeed co-create, lean methodologies, all that kind of stuff. Great, but I think it counts for you as well as us, as we have many very bright people, and you can start your product, your process into 1,000 different directions. But you can also pivot into 1,000 different directions at any given time, because you're very smart and you can just do that. You have all the knowledge in-house to do that. The question is which direction will give you the most value and will give your customer the most value. And that's where the position layer comes in. In the position layer, you create a vision or a position in a certain area, and that will help you to stay on course and to have a certain direction. And of course, when you want to do all this, you need to enable it. And I will give you some quick examples. So in Enable, we do a lot of stuff. We have nice buildings. This is actually our office in Eindhoven. And we're very happy with that. But you also need the right talent, the right competences. You need the right platforms, especially when you want to do software development. You need a lot of stuff to enable what you're doing. And this is an example of position, and it's not an average example, because this is of course a very nice looking and therefore also expensive example. It's actually a space that we have created together with the field of neonatology around the world. And it's actually based on a vision that was also developed by that community. So it's not our vision, it's called Family-Centered Developmental Care. And what we have done is we have taken that vision And we have worked on a complete neonatal intensive care unit with all these people, just by saying, okay, if we take your principles and your vision, and we would create the ideal NICU, what could it look like in 10 years' time? And that's also how we use it. So it's not because we have had many key opinion leaders and specialists from all around the world, but also parents in here, in this space. It's an actual space. And she was, or he was not born in there, because it is an experience demonstrator, so it's not a real thing. But it's not to say, look at how smart we are, we can create this fantastic thing. It's more to confront people and to ask, if a NICU would look like this, what would you think of it? And it helped us tremendously well. And previous speaker mentioned, that was Romy, mentioned the design probes. You could see this as the next generation probe, because this is anchored in the business, anchored in technology, enabling technology, and anchored with our customers. And yet it's still a vision. And then create, and just have one example, but I could have many, many examples, so we create a lot of stuff. But this is then within that neonatal intensive care unit framework. This is what is called the positioning device for these premature born babies. And these are just a few of the 23 iterations that we did. And in the beginning, of course, it was worthless, rubbish. And after, I think, 17 or 18 nurses thought it was time to do a clinical trial. So that's how you get there, just by iterative working. And then it still took quite a bit to come up with the end product. And this is another example that has to do with hospital hygiene, but given the time, I will just move on to a customer. Just a few remarks to make. So this is an American hospital, Florida hospital. What we did is we redesigned their emergency care department. Actually, they were thinking of building a new one, and that's also why the CEO is so extremely happy, because she saved quite a few $million. And another thing which you might notice, that some of my colleagues are wearing a tie, even including the designers. I'm known for wearing a suit, but they were wearing a tie. But that's because if you want to walk in and out of the executive floor, you have to wear a tie. So just as a short disclaimer.
I'm Gabrielle Finley-Hazel, CEO at Florida Medical Center, and I'm so proud to be part of a unique project that we're doing here at Florida Medical Center with Philips. One of the things that we looked at was rethinking our strategic partnerships, and we've focused on an innovative solution specifically to address our patient experience.
I'm Zhang, a principal with Philips HCS. We're here collaborating with FMC, doing an operational and physical redesign of their emergency department. We've got a multidisciplinary expert team with research, design, clinical, operational and financial consultants, all underpinned by strong data analytics. We're excited about creating transformational change and meaningful results. The experience will be significantly improved for patients and families. Here we're using a Centrac real-time location tracking system to capture trends and movement. Parallel acuities will be better managed, offering better workflow for staff. Here we're performing a noise and alarm assessment to support improvements on patient safety, experience and comfort. Operational improvements will be validated by data analytics and supported by simulation modeling. We've done financial modeling to show advantages of a renovation over an expansion.
We're looking at the overall throughput of the organization to understand where is the bottleneck being felt and how do we eliminate that bottleneck so that we drive greater throughput through the environment, at the same time keeping clinical quality and the overall experience at its highest level.
So this is right where we're doing our clinical improvement. We're taking our analysis, we're doing our observations, and with those simple components, we're coming to our final performance improvement solutions.
Our process starts with the research analysis phase to gain a deep understanding of our clients' needs. Interviewing and shadowing the staff and patients allow us to gain a deep understanding of the process and experiences. Here we are role-playing the patient's journey, which gives us a first-hand perspective of what they're going through. A spatial analysis helps us identify challenges within the built environment. An experience flow map is created which allows us to identify opportunities for process and experience improvement.
Here we are in the design phase, where we turn the analysis into tangible, holistic solutions. Co-creation sessions are held with caregivers to help ideate concepts, layouts, and experiences. We're developing a new optimized layout that will help support parallel QD streams as well as optimized workflow. Here we start to visualize the idea to help communicate our new spatial design. 3D modeling and animation of the new department helps to clearly show the new user benefits developed. This will be a world-class ED environment that really matches the staff's care delivery. The new design improves patient and family experience, it improves staff workflow, and allows for increased throughput. It also gives FMC a lower cost renovation with the performance of a higher cost expansion.
So right now, over the past 5 to 10 years, emergency departments have started to change, which requires us all to be as efficient as possible. And so working with Philips, we've been able to look at what those processes are, to track those processes, and come up with not only a design, but also a layout of how we can best be as efficient as we can to care for the patients.
It's amazing what you can accomplish when you think outside the box. It's been a privilege to work with Philips and to collaborate to create truly innovative solutions that we can use today in healthcare.
That was positive, right? Just one final remark, also given the time, is actually to do all this, of course, we need talent, you need talent, everybody needs a talent. But we need people that are really can think cross-functional and can not only think but also work cross-functional. And that's you, that's me, that's us all together, I think. So with that, I would like to close. Thank you.